let's get into it, Tom. The big race of the weekend, the one that I'm mostly focused on watching here, is the 24 Hours of Le Mans, the 101 running of it. Well, it's not the running of it. It's like the 101st year of it because of the time they started in the lost years for World War II. Anyway, long story, but we're getting right into it here. The 24 Hours of Le Mans, 62 cars on the entry list this year. I'm super excited for some fantastic names.
This is Jay from the Dega Boys, reminding you to like this video if you're enjoying it so far. Make sure to hit the subscribe button to see more great content like this. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay notified of all future uploads on this channel. Thanks for watching. Now back to the video.
Some of the notable entries I'll go over with you, though. We got Alex Palou in the number 2 Cadillac. He'll be teamed up with Alex Lynn and Earl Bamber. That'll be a good combo there. And then in the number 3 Cadillac, that would be Scott Dixon with Sebastian Bourdais and Renger van der Sande. So that's going to be a good combo as well. And then in the number 19 Lamborghini, we have Romain Grosjean making a start there at Le Mans. Jenson Button will be in the number 38 Jota this weekend. Daniel Kvyat, somehow he's back in the number 63 Lamborghini. Robert Kubica in the number 83 Ferrari, and then Stoffel Van Dorn in the number 94 Peugeot. Oh, man. I put that as a notable just because I want to get your reaction out of that one, Tom. Oh, man. All right, and then at LMP2, we got Nolan Siegel in number 22 United there with Team Ben. Ben Keating, Ben Hanley. And then in the number 23 United, we got Philippe Albuquerque coming off that win at Detroit. He's going to be at 24-hour Le Mans this weekend. Super excited for that. And then we have Kiffin Simpson, another IndyCar guy, in the number 24 Nielsen LMP2 ride. And then Colin Brown in the number 45 CrowdStrike machine this weekend. And then my one notable entry that I put in for LMGT3, just because this guy drives for the Lexus fastest Ultimate team in IMSA, it's Jack Hawksworth. He'll be the number 87 Lexus this weekend. Alrighty, Tom. 24-hour of Le Mans. What an interesting race this is. This is one of those races that you just put on. It's a lot like Daytona. You just put it on in the background. You just watch it from periodically time to time. So much stuff changes. If it's anything like last year, what did we see last year? The big carnage and everything in the first lap there, especially Jack Aiken, you idiot. That was the turning point for me with Jack Aiken. And then after that, he completely did a lot more stupid things. But that is the Jack Aiken story. So survival in the first few laps, not making any mistakes, especially into those first chicanes down the back straightaway there. We saw it in the Nexus race. I mean, we saw a little bit of carnage there in the opening laps there with the Nexus boys. That's something that can definitely happen at Le Mans in IRL this weekend. The most difficult challenge of this race, though, Tom, the transition from day to nighttime. The overnight hours at Le Mans are the most treacherous hours, really, in any motorsport. I mean, it is super difficult to drive around that track in the night. That's when you see a lot of mistakes being made, a lot of drivers having issues. The reliability becomes a problem at Le Mans as well. We saw that a lot last year. A lot of cars were having lots of reliability issues down the stretch. Last year, I think it was the Toyotas were having some issues with some reliability. They made some mistakes late in that race, and that is what put Ferrari in a position to win. We saw a little bit of rain last year as well. That's always a possibility to really interrupt this race. 38-turn course, a long course. Many things can happen that will really affect you. Brake issues could be an issue as well with some of these cars. We saw maybe a little bit of power issues last year as well. So many things that can determine and change the way your race goes. But with that being said, you want to make some picks, Tom? This spectacle that is Le Mans. Oh man!
Wait! Before we go any further, how many Winnebagos do we see in France?
Yes. Thinking
that Garage 56 is still NASCAR.
Yeah, no, that's actually a good point, dude. No, that's a good point, dude. Like, this is probably not going to get as many views as it did last year because the NASCAR fans don't have a car in the race. Like, there was literally last year, I remember the comments were like, how good's NASCAR running? Is he beating the damn cheating Lamborghinis and Ferraris out there? Like, it's like, God. Bro, what do you mean? Oh man, I was laughing my butt off. Some of those comments were freaking priceless. But all right, let's make some picks. I said this at the beginning. The team that has really dominated this year, Tom, I mean, specifically Porsche has, but more specifically, Team Penske. They have been absolutely freaking unstoppable. Once they won that race last year at Barber with McLaughlin, after that, Penske turned into an absolute unstoppable force. They win everything under the sun. I mean, they win the 8,500 back-to-back years. They win the World 600. I mean, it's unbelievable. They win the championship in the NASCAR Cup Series. They're leading the points right now with Will Power. He just come off a win at Road America. I mean, Penske has been unrelenting. And this season, Porsche in the World Endurance Championship has been the best team, without a doubt in my mind. So we've already had some practice sessions. Porsche is out leading the field. We said Joe to get a win earlier this year as well. But when it comes down to it, I think the Porsches are going to have the speed, without a doubt. The only question marks I have, reliability, and do they end up wrecking each other battling for the lead? Because that's what it's going to turn into, Tom. I swear. We're going to see Joe up there. We're going to see pretty much every one of the Penske Porsches up there battling for the win. What happens? How are they able to navigate racing around each other all race long? Reliability is the only question mark I have. We saw them have some reliability issues at the last round at Imola. Does that translate over to Le Mans? I don't know. It could be interesting. I guess I'm just beating around the bush here, Tom. Maybe I should just go with my pick. It's going to be the number 5 Penske Porsche. Look, there's all three of them have a stacked driver lineup. The number 4 Penske Porsche, they've got Jomini, Nazar, Tandy. I wanted to take them, but it's Jomini and Tandy are on that team, and I
can't take
what I've
Tandy,
seen
man.
recently, I can't take those guys at all. The number 6, that's also a great a pick as well. They're the current points leader in the World Endurance Championship with Estrie, Latour, and Vanthor. That's also a great pick. But the reason I'm going with the number 5 Penske Porsche this weekend, it's because of Matty Campbell. Matt Campbell is the man. He wins Rolex, and then he goes a couple weeks later, wins a 12 Hours of Bathurst. This beginning of this year for Matt Campbell was absolutely insane. I think that he is going to take that momentum into Le Mans, and they're going to win this race and outperform their teammates. His teammates are Christensen and Machiavecchi. Those guys are freaking excellent. They've been excellent all year. I think this is the year that Matt Campbell gets that 24-hour of Le Mans, and it's going to be an absolute amazing, amazing moment. And then for my dark horse here, just because I'm a homer here, I'm a huge Pipo Derani fan. I think he's freaking amazing. I know he's with Jack Aiken. I know that. I know it's going to be an issue. But it can't be like last year. It can't be that bad.
I'm telling you right now, you're screwing up. I'm telling you.
Oh, man. I'm a homer. I'm going to do it. Just for Pipo Derani's sake, I want to see him win the 24-hour Le Mans so freaking bad, dude. So freaking bad. That's my homerness coming in here. Huge Pipo Derani fan. He's my dark horse pick this weekend. He's going to put that Action Express team on his back like he did for the IMSA title last year, and he might be able to wheel that thing to victory lane. All right, who's your hypercar picks here, Tom, for overall?
All right, hypercar. I'm gonna go with my homer. I mean, look, we don't only have our stacked lineup of, just pretty much Sebastian Bourdais. That's my boy. All right, but we're getting freaking Pelot, man. We're getting Pelot, the hello Pelot of the IndyCar series. That team, I think that if it's anything other than Porsche, Toyota might be there. Toyota is going to be a second in manufacturers. I don't really know where Ferrari's going to line up in regards.
Weird this year.
Right? I don't know. And I don't really know where Peugeot is going to line up either. Because let's not forget, they were fast in the first round. Really fast. Really fast. Okay? There's just two big question marks for me. But I think that if it's anyone to be on top and to challenge Toyota, I think it's going to be Cadillac. I think it is. I don't know. I just have that feeling, actually. I have really no explanation. It's just my feeling. But I'm going with Bourdais and Palou. What a magical combination that we got right there. And two damn fine drivers. And I'm really excited to see that. Now, for my dark horse, Jay kind of made fun of me, but that's okay. I'm taking the 94 Peugeot. All right. Pretty much for nothing other than the meme and Van Dorn. And look, I am not a Van Dorn homer. I have never rooted for that man in my life. I'm not rooting for him right now. I just want to see Peugeot do good. And that's about it. That's about it.
I like it. I like it. I mean, honestly, though, Tom, I think when it gets down to it, if one of those big five don't win, if it's not Cadillac, Porsche, Ferrari, Toyota, or Peugeot, those are the five best teams. If one of those five teams doesn't win this race, that is an upset. If BMW wins this race, Isata Frashini, Lamborghini. I mean, of all teams, to get Lamborghini win this race, that'd be insane. But yeah, if one of those top five teams don't win this race, it'll be an absolute upset Le Mans winner this year. So I think that pretty much be the most obvious picks by most people would be out of those five camps. And then when it comes to LMP2, just like at the Rolex, this LMP2 field is absolutely locked and loaded and stacked. I mean, there isn't a team that you can look at on the entire grid for LMP2 where you're like, wow, like they are just a fish out of water. It's insane the talent that we have in LMP2 this year. But with that being said, though, I'm going to do it, man. I'm taking the number 23 United Autosport team. And really, it's because of Team Ben and Albuquerque, man. I just really, really, really like this team, man. They won the Petite last year to get the qualifier. Albuquerque is coming off the tail of a win at Detroit. I mean, they're so good. They're so good. They're so good.
They're so good.
And the turnaround with Albuquerque. I mean, I'm seeing a new Albuquerque that I think what happened last year, Tom, where they couldn't find victory and it was just eating at him, and he did that bold move at Petite to try and win that race against the Action Express, ends up getting into the wall. I think after that, man, there was a fire lit under this man. He has been just absolutely amazing this year. I mean, yes, they only got that one win in Detroit, but they have just shown so much more pace in IMSA. So I'm excited to see what he can do in an LMP2 this weekend with the Ben team, Ben Hanley, Ben Keating. I think it's going to be absolutely phenomenal watching them rip the course this weekend. And I'm low-key not only just picking him as my favorite, I'm kind of just pulling for him in general, man. I like this lineup. I'm a huge fan of it. I want to see them do good things. And then for my dark horse, I'm taking the number 45 CrowdStrike. Not really a strong driver lineup. Maybe this would be one of the bigger dark horses in the entire field.
They got Colin Braun, man.
But that's what I was getting at. I'm taking him because of Colin Braun. Okay. I really like Colin Braun. He's such an underrated driver. I would love to see him get back in a full-time hypercar ride or a GTP ride next year. He is very underrated. I think there's rumors that MSR is going to be coming back to IMSA next year, Tom. And if that's the case, I think Colin Braun will be the first guy they call to hire. So I'm excited for it.
All right, for my LMP2 favorite, I was going to choose the 23 United, but I'm going to share the love to the 22 United. And yeah, I really don't have a favorite when it comes to LMP2. There's just a couple of drivers that I like, but I don't know. I just really want to see Siegel do good. That's really it, and be a spokesperson for the IndyCar camp. Really, because I think he is that good. Yeah. There's not a lot behind it other than just Siegel. But for my dark horse, I'm also going to go with the 45 CrowdStrike, and it's really just going to be because of Colin Braun. I think the world of this guy. I think he's a great driver. I think he's underrated, and I really do hope he goes to MSR when they come back. But yeah, I'm going with the 45.
All right. Those are our picks in LMP2 for Le Mans. It's going to be a great battle. LMP2, I think LMP2 is going to steal the show. I mean, this awesome and packed as we see with 23 hypercars going around the track with 11 different manufacturers. I mean, I still think LMP2 is going to put on a well of a show. They might just steal the whole thing. It's going to be a great battle to the bitter end there. Reliability, again, That could be the key to winning this race. Being able to survive those nighttime hours, not having any type of mechanical issues that arise, and surviving some of that carnage that you're going to see early on in this race. I think that's going to be the key to winning. And then when it comes to GT3, LMGT3, I'm going to take the team that I believe should have won at number 8. That's our 8th spotting.
Hello, Mr. George.
This Manthey team at the last round of Imola ran out of gas on the last lap, leading the race. Oh man, George! God, what are you doing?
George, what the hell, George?
Oh man, this guy is unrelenting. Yeah, so yeah, they should have won that race, and they ran out of gas in the last lap there at Imola, and their teammate, the 92 machine, passed them on the final lap to take the win. I think they get some redemption. Like I said, man, I believe this is a Porsche weekend. I think Porsche wants Le Mans so freaking bad this year. And I think it's going to translate to GT3 as well. I think the number 91 Manthey is going to take control of this race. Again, reliability. I don't think that the GT3 field is as strong as I think it was last year. It's still pretty strong, but I just have a really good feeling about Porsche this weekend. I'm going to take the Manthey team. I think George is going to be in hiding unless they bring him back for a reunion tour this weekend at Le Mans. I think it's possible. Yeah, he's probably already there, dude. He's getting ready. He's locked and loaded.
Dude, he's like a Russian spy in the Cold War, just like sitting there, fucking twiddling his fingers and shit. Like, I'm gonna get this guy, you know, like 4 steps ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
He does.
He's probably putting sugar in the damn fuel tanks right now as we speak.
Oh man, oh that's so great. He's probably putting one of those like plates in the bottom of the fuel cell that just like prevents it from getting that last little bit of fuel in there.
Yeah. Oh man. That
man.
would be the way to do it.
Yeah, dude.
Put like a bunch of freaking chicken wire in there or something.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's just gonna prevent it from sloshing around. No, you can't get it full, dude.
Just put like straight hardened steel freaking plates in there facing vertical with the hose. It's like, oh yeah, it'll flow just fine.
Oh man, this is great. This is the new segment. This is awesome. 8 sightings that we've named on this podcast alone, dude. This is great. And it might be a next video that we make too. We're gonna have a whole segment, everything. It's gonna be great. Where's the George, the traveling gas man? Alrighty. And then for my dark horse, sole reason I'm taking this team. I don't think they're gonna be. I don't know. It's hard to predict, man. They ran this team. They ran the GT4s there at Bathurst with Valentino Rossi, and he is transitioned to cars fantastically. I mean, he looks like he's been doing it his whole damn life. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, they've had some up and down races this year. I mean, at Imola, I think they got ran over there at one point at that race. I think it was by a couple of the prototypes made contact. I think it was the Proton that ran into the back of them there at Imola, if I remember right. Took them out of that race when they were running pretty decent. Really, I'm just kind of pulling low key for Valentino Rossi. I just want to see him do good, man. He's really impressed the hell out of me transitioning over to cars. And why not this weekend at Le Mans? Can you imagine if he ends up winning Le Mans? Like the headlines that would come from that with the exposure of Valentino Rossi and all the MotoGP fans. Like they're going to be watching this race for Valentino Rossi, and it is the second most popular motorsport in the world. So it's gonna be pretty cool seeing the influx of people watching it for Valentino Rossi, and I'd like to see him do good. And so I'm gonna take him as my dark horse.
That is an awesome pick, by the way. I just want to say that, but I can't choose him because I'm on this streak. I'm gonna stay on the streak. I'll get there when I get there. But let's go to my favorite right now, the '87 Lexus Jack Hawksworth. Setting the world on fire. That Detroit run was amazing. He's been doing amazing things in IMSA in the past couple years. I mean, that Lexus team in IMSA has been unstoppable. I think he takes his expertise of that Lexus car to Le Mans, and he is a serious contender. I think Hawksworth has a legitimate, or Team 87, Lexus, has a legitimate chance to win this race. I really do. And then for my dark horse, just because of the meme and just because I think it's just absolutely hilarious, the number 88 Proton, the Ford Mustang. Are they ever going to change the pillars on the rear wing?
They're suckers.
Why
for
gotta be
punishment.
different? Why gotta be different? Stop trying to be unique with a K. Just stop. Get some help.
Don't do drugs. If you're doing it, stop it. Get some help.
Yeah. Just stop it. Get some help. I love it.
That's it. Well, I want to say one more thing. I am most excited about the LMGT3 class just because it's always been my favorite series. Like, I can remember first starting and watching racing. I discovered NASCAR first, and then IMSA, the Sebring 12 Hours, and then IndyCar, and then WEC, which, yeah. Anyways, and man, IMSA was like mind-blowing to me. It was so freaking cool. How the hell do you race 3 different cars on the same racetrack? Or 3 different types of cars? It like, in my 8-year-old mind, it like, my brain exploded. Like, this is a thing? I cannot, it's like putting the trucks, the Xfinity, or at the time Nationwide, and Cup cars all on the same track and having them race. This is the coolest freaking thing I've ever seen in my life. But what I liked the most about it was kind of the production car style of the GT3 cars. And that is really what just made me, like, full goosebumps. Man, this is freaking sweet. In fact, that's how I got into iRacing, was IMSA. And that's when I started doing a whole bunch of road course racing on there. And it was all because of IMSA. But specifically, or what was the GTE class, but GT3s now, what specifically made me a homer for the GT3s was just the production style car. I always love the GT3s. GT3s have always, it's done it for me. I just love that. Love those cars. I love the differences in cars. I love to see the innovations that they come up with and all this. I mean, it's just so cool. I'm really excited for the GT3 class. Yeah.
Yes. I love it, man. I think I say it all the time, but it is, man. Sports car racing is my favorite racing in the world.
It's the best.
It's so freaking good, man. Every race is an absolute banger. They're unpredictable. You never know what's gonna happen. And then you throw a 24-hour race around Le Mans. I mean, it's gonna be amazing. And breaking
Don't forget
news
about George.
Yeah, George is gonna be there. Oh man, that might be the biggest issue, is how many cars George is gonna touch this weekend, because they might just fire him and hire him by hour, dude.
Yeah, right.
He could be the rotating gas man this weekend. This could be great, but I'm excited. This is gonna be a great race. I just love the longer endurance races. There's just so much fun. Like I said, man, like especially a 24-hour race, you just put it on your TV in the background and you just go and watch it for a while, and then I could go do some housework or whatever, go eat some food, come back, watch some more of the race, and it's just awesome. And there's different segments of the race that are more entertaining. I think the transition to night is one of the best parts of the entire race, when it starts getting
It
dark.
always is.
And you could just feel the intensity of the race just building, because it's like everybody knows we're buckled in, man. We got to get through the nighttime hours. That's the key to winning this race. And it's just the race just changes. The vibe changes. It's so beautiful. And breaking news to all you NASCAR fans out there: no Garage 56 this year, so they're gonna be lost if they do attempt to watch this race. And be like, "Where's that damn Chevy go down on the racetrack, man? Where's it at?
I heard Chase Elliott was out there.
Yeah.
Where's Chase Elliott?
I thought Kyle Larson was running 24 hours this year. Where's he at? How's he running?
How much you want to bet the Dawsonville pool room would have rang the bell at the end of the 24 hours if Chase Elliott was racing in the garage?
Oh, 100%, dude.
Oh, man.
Dude,
They
it'd
would
be-
have. They would have been like this. They're like, Chase Elliott won a race in France.
That's American right there. Oh god, yeah, dude, that's great. All right, so that's it. That's our 24-hour Le Mans preview here for you guys tonight. Fantastic. I'm excited for it. I can't wait. It's gonna be on HBO Max if you guys want to watch it. So yeah, I think if I might come jump into NSR chat here a little bit there on Saturday or Sunday. So if any of you guys want to, I'll be streaming it probably for you guys if you don't have it. So it'll be fun. Just come hang out, watch the race. It'll be fun.